Hello everyone, this is just a quick addendum to the other video that's been posted on the parts of circles. In that video, I believe we already talked about the types of arcs in there, but a minor arc is an arc that has a degree measure less than 180 degrees. So in this picture, that would be AB or BC. A semicircle is an arc that has a degree measure equal to 180 degrees. And the thing about a semicircle is that it requires a diameter. Okay, and the reason for that is because a diameter, what it does to the circle is cuts it in half. When you have an arc that goes from one endpoint of a diameter to the other, that's where you start getting your semicircle. So for instance, you could have arc ABC here or arc AC. They're both semicircles. And then your major arc is an arc that has a degree measure greater than 180 degrees. So if it's got a measure greater than 180 degrees, it would be major. And that would be something like arc BCA. Or arc BAC. Okay. So you'll notice that the major arcs typically use 3 letters, the minor arcs typically use 2, and a semicircle can be either 1. Now I will point out that sometimes in problems it will still have this. Be like you might have a point here that's point D and it might ask for BDC, and so you just have to be careful with that. Okay. The total angle measure of a circle is always 360 degrees. Just remember that. That goes for the arcs. So that means if you added the measure of arc AB plus the measure of arc BC plus the measure of arc CA, that would be equal to 360 degrees. And the last bit of this video, which is the last bit that you need for identifying the different types of angles, we will be doing these other things in a future video, but for now, we're just doing identifying them. So for the types of angles, a central angle is an angle whose vertex is the center of the circle. So if the vertex is at the center, like it is here at B, then this would be a central angle. So central angle, center. Inscribed angles. Now, if you've ever heard of the word inscription, when something has an inscription on it, you are carving something onto that object. So for example, a memorial or a tombstone or something like that, they all have inscriptions, they all have engravings. So when you inscribe something, you are putting it on something else. So an inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex lies on the circle. So we are inscribing B onto this circle, and that makes it an inscribed angle. Then our next one here, an interior angle is an angle whose vertex lies inside the circle. Inside the circle. It is formed by intersecting lines. Okay. Now, I do want to point out when we refer to an interior angle, typically we say that it is not at the center. Okay, so it's somewhere else other than the center. So unlike the central angle, where it's directly on the center, an interior angle is not going to be. So for example, here you can see it's formed, and then you have 4 different interior angles here. And then your last one, an exterior angle, as the name implies, is an angle whose vertex lies outside the circle, it too is formed by intersecting lines. Okay, so the vertex must be outside of the circle like it is here. Okay, and that's going to do it for this, in addition to the other video that goes over this diagram here on a circle. You can use that to do the worksheet for identifying those parts. So thanks, guys. I will see you in the next video.